Okay, we're going to go over trespass in regards to oil and gas. The bar exam likes test on trespass, and it will be on the exam. So there's different types of drilling. We have the wellbore, where it goes down, or it's slant drilling. Let's say a severed interest, the surface owner and another owner beneath, and there's a surface trespass, enter on land without permission. That's normal, property trespass. Oil and gas talks about the mineral estate. So if you drill into the subsurface, the mineral owner has a claim of trespass, and that is a wellbore trespass. You have the slant hoe. The mineral owner is granted permission. Dominant estate theory, you can get onto the property with reasonableness, but if you cross Blackacre, there's the problem. If you cross the severed mineral estate. Drilling by wrongful owner, mineral owner gives right to XYZ company. ABC gets a lease from mineral owner as well. One characteristic of mineral estate is an exclusive right to drill. M conveyed the exclusive right to XYZ, and ABC drilling the wrongful owner. XYZ has the rightful claim. Geophysical, used to measure. Two types of seismic: vibrosis and shooting. Vibrosis is like the checkerboard across, and then the shooting is you drill holes or create vibrations. Enron versus an oil gas company case. Worth owns the surface, is a surface owner. Enron has some property around that it's leased for the mineral rights, and it has the mineral rights underneath Worth's land. They offer him Worth, the plaintiff, $5 per acre for the seismic testing. He denies. He tries to get an injunction to stop them, but the lease permits them to go and conduct seismic permits as long as the lease is good and there's no damage to anyone. So that's the thing. A permit does not provide the right to see data. Never grant a permit without getting an oil and gas lease. So Kennedy versus Geophysical Corporation. Kennedy is as a mineral owner. General conducted experiments on the adjacent land, which was a road, caused vibrations on Kennedy's land. Request permission to shoot seismic. They never physically crossed Kennedy's track. He sues for trespass and inferred data. The rule of trespass is that you may be also committed by shooting by explosions onto or over the land, by explosions, by growing inflammable substance, by blasting operations, by discharging, shooting, carbon, but not mere vibrations. So if there's discharges or some sort of damage, not okay. Rule for geophysical trespass: only if information obtained directly from the actual tract can constitute trespass. If you have surrounding area, then there's no trespass, even if it's very clear what's under there and it can be inferred. So Greenberg versus City of Northland, the chain of title. The mineral owner is the state of Colorado, or the City of Northland, state of Colorado. They had a coal lease. It's recorded to lease to Greenberg. The lease has expired. Greenberg, not expired. City wants to drill a test well, dispose water. Permits the surface owner, Adolph Coors Corporate Company, to discovers no coal, publishes a record. Greenberg claims trespass, drilled test without permission, loss of value, coal lease by stating no coal found. City's defense: Greenberg failed to file a lease. However, the city did not ask permission from the state of Colorado. The rule is value of damages, it's equal to the market value of coal lease. Damages would be whatever you can prove you lost. So here's a problem. O to A, mineral interest, 2005. 2006, A to B, half of A's mineral interest. 2007, B to X, oil and gas lease. Royalties, interest paid, mineral are now owned by A. X, who can convey? If a company does not get permission, who can they sue? X and A can sue the trespass. In Texas, you only need mineral interest owners to conduct seismic. So we'll just keep the problems in the notes, because they're a little confusing to explain without drawing. Humble Oil and Refining Corporation versus Kishi, 1925. Kishi owns 3/4 of the mineral interest on the surface. Lang owns 1/4 of the interest. Both Kishi and Lang leased to Humble. Lease executed December 23rd, 1919, but Lang does not sign until 1920. Hypothetical, analysis. 50-acre tract, $1,000 per acre. No royalties. The rule is court values the lease before the dry well was drilled. Bonus, upfront money that is received. Do not drill on land. Lost value, what I would do with the received, but for your action. Takeaway, how damage is calculated. Dry well will be wrongfully drilled. Change up. Okay. So landman stuff, title opinions, slander of title elements are publication of defendant, falsity of publication, malice, financial damages, and estate interest property, meaning standing. Okay, so Kidd versus Hoggett. Hoggett to Kidd, and that's the oil and gas lease. Likely a dry hole. Offered to pay shut-in royalty. For a shut-in royalty, a well must be capable of producing, and no market. Oil and gas company can't sell it. Allows company to make money to rent property for another year, as if the production for another year. Only good for so long as there is production. Removed from the record. Gas company refuses to release it, claiming it was shut in. Files suit for $2 per acre. Probably didn't want to show for reserves. Possibly wanted to drill. Court said there was a market. Hoggett demands the release from Kidd's liable element. Publication, yes. Lease filed on record. False. The lease is no longer valid. Not producing. Malice. Unless he knew the well was not capable of producing. Knew there was a market and failed to release the demand. Kidd wanted to flip the acreage. Damages, loss of sale, lost $2 per acre. Damages were surface trespass, tort costs, and there was standing. Adverse possession, if you trespass long enough, it's possible the trespasser acquire the interest. Oil and gas interest has a caveat. Remember, the echo mnemonic. Exclusive, continuous, hostile, open, and notorious for the statutory period. Just add in statutory period. So echo. Exclusive, continuous, hostile, and open, notorious. For the statutory period. Unsevered rule. Often we get a chronological progression. Real property rule applies. If you adversely possess the surface of an unsevered estate, you can also adversely possess the minerals that the actual possessor actually owns. That's the question. So normal adverse possession is property 101. Severed estate must drill and produce continuously for the statutory period. So if you aren't, it doesn't work out. Diedrich is the mineral owner. Where is the surface owner? Where gets a grant lease of a mineral lease? Lessee drill and produce this for the statutory period. Color of title. Instrument says you have valid title. Where had a color of title because the deed granted him the land. He had an oil lease. If you adversely possess any minerals under color of title, you adversely possess all the minerals contained in the deed. Non-color of title only adversely possess what can be produced from existing wells. Adversely possess specific acreage around each well. The hypothetical is must have 20 acres around the well to drill. Doctrine of relation back. It's a buzzword. We have the relate back in time the moment the adverse possession began. Whenever the adverse possession begins, we will determine the rule. Example, if severance has not occurred at the time of the adverse possession begins, then use before severance rule, unsevered rule. The buzzwords from this are doctrine, continuous, hostile, the elements of adverse